What is up, people? What's up, Tommy?
What's going on, buddy? Look at that helmet. That looks beautiful.
I just figured I'd start, to get in the mode, man. I'm going to start tomorrow's show with this thing on as well.
Let's go.
I can't last a whole show with it on there, dude, because I can barely hear you.
It looks amazing.
I mean, dude, this isn't the one that we had in the backdrop because that's my son's like real actual helmet, but this is the one we've had for years. It's like plastic and stuff, dude. So, I just thought I'd do it. Get in the mode for the game this weekend.
Yeah, look at that.
And I'll wear it a little bit tomorrow too. As we miss Paulie is returning from Cabo San Lucas this week. He's had a very restful time down there, and I just want to get everybody in the mode here.
Nice.
For what turns out to be it's going to be a huge football game on Sunday, dude. But welcome everybody to PMP. Hang on a second. Yeah,
Tony, we need you in the 3-point stance.
Oh,
so good.
Let me get I'll give us there we go. That's more like it. All right, Dom. There we go.
There we go. There. You got your back tone. All right, yeah. I like that.
First of all, nice dude. Gravy says Tony's ready for punt.
Tony on to punt. Yeah, we need your uncle announcing you. We got a Tony Ryan on to punt.
Dude, and by the way, dude, I tell my son all the time, hey, because we're not letting him play football till high school, but when you play football, tell the coach immediately, I'll punt and I'll kick field goals. And that way you have job security for the rest of your days as a football player. So,
that's awesome.
But dude, first of all, I wanted to just do a little celebration, and we'll do way more of this when Paulie gets back on Monday. But dude, happy anniversary to us. Happy anniversary to us.
PMP.
January 8th, 2025, January 8th, 2026. This is officially the 1-year anniversary of Polymac Particles. Take a bow.
We need some applause for that.
We
Tony,
made it.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, hang on, let's go. Actually, you know what? Let's
celebrate it a little.
How can we celebrate that? Here, Tim Ryan wants to celebrate.
I am absolutely jacked out of my mind, bro.
Dude, also, you know who wants to celebrate too is Aaron Rodgers. And we also want to say Bob Marley wants to celebrate for sure.
Herb is a plant.
And then one more time.
Herbs are good for everything.
Okay,
it really is.
Dude, Bruce Bochy wants to celebrate.
That button's sticky. Yeah.
You need a beer, grab a beer.
There you go. Yeah. We'll have one later for you, Boch.
Need a beer, grab a beer.
We got to remind everybody that there are no rules on the program.
Rules are, there ain't no rules.
Okay. We have to basically Close Encounters give a sound effect. What else can we do? We're not going to do a top 3 today, but just to reminisce.
Why not?
Tony's top 3.
Dude, Gary Busey is definitely fired up. He wants 2-year anniversary to come up. He wants 2-year anniversary.
That's it.
You don't. Give me 2.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
And then what else we got? We've got Robert De Niro from Cape Fear is very happy about the celebration of the anniversary.
I think Christian Bale might have something to say about this too.
Christian Bale says, anniversary.
Oh, good for you.
Okay, so 1-year anniversary, Paulie. We're going to do this again next week, brother. So just so you know, we're not going to celebrate fully today. We'll celebrate next week. But
we're kind of warming it up. You know how like nowadays people celebrate it for like a week. So we'll start it now, and then he'll be able to pick it up and cap it off next week.
Absolutely, dude. Also, Mike Damone from Fast Times.
This is great iced tea.
He's celebrating with some great iced tea. Phil Sims checking in.
Hey, Paulie. Hi. Phil Sims here.
Okay. We're going to go all the way to Tokyo with Cheap Trick.
All right, Tokyo.
Yeah. Shout out Doug.
Shout out Doug in Japan. We've also, Paulie loves this bite too. And also, we're very thrilled that it's the 1-year anniversary.
What can I say? I'm thrilled.
Beautiful. And then, Hey, is it your 1-year anniversary?
I don't know.
No. Spicoli, seriously, is it our 1-year anniversary?
I don't know.
Okay.
Tony, I hope after the show you're going to be going to get some slices downstairs. So that'll be awesome to celebrate.
That I got to load up on the other side. But yeah, hang on. Let me see if I can get that. Where is that one? Here we go. Stand by.
2 slices.
Nice.
There we go. Also,
This is my pizzeria.
Yeah, put some extra mozzarella on it.
yeah, I don't have mozzarella.
I know. I'll throw that one in there.
Oh no, I do. Stand by.
Nice.
Oh, put some extra mozzarella on that.
There you go. Yeah, like Will Sparks, the lap around the soundboard. We needed it today. Got to warm it back up. Get it going.
Diamond David Lee Roth wants to check in.
Dude, that one sounds great.
Doesn't that sound great? Mike Tyson is very happy about the celebration of the 1 year anniversary. That's a great laugh track. In honor of Paulie. Hey, Paulie, 1 year, we made it. What the hell?
What the hell?
Ozzy, in memoriam, Ozzy is checking in from up above. He says, oh, please, God, help us.
Oh, no, please, God, help me.
Also, we've got Dave Grohl wants to check in with the fresh pot of coffee.
Fresh pot.
There we
Nice.
go. And then, just because it's the first song that ever happened on the show, to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of the show, we're going to get our Hans Lufa on right now. For those of you that know, it's the whole, if you know, you know. Hans Lufa, if you know, you know. Stand by.
Hans Lufa. Hans Lufa.
Sometimes he's got a stick, he'll get your back. Sometimes he's in your hand, and that's the facts. He might go low, and that's okay. Hans Lufa all day. He's got a special power. He'll scrub you in the shower.
Exfoliate.
There, got a little loose up. There you go.
There you go. David Shanklin, a.k.a. NorCal Refrigeration.
Heck
HVAC. That was the first musical contribution to the show. Thank you so much.
Amazing, Tony.
We will revisit this again with Paulie when he's back
Heck
on
yeah.
Monday. I can't wait to be full strength with Paulie on Monday. It's going to be so much fun. But he's getting some good rest and reefer right now, which is good.
Exactly.
Some good R&R. And by the way, there was nothing easy about the show in year one.
Nothing easy. Nothing easy.
Totally.
Okay, so we need. I don't know why I don't.
We need to use that one way more often. And it's not going to be easy this week for the 49ers, but I think they're going to be able to do it. Tone, real quick, year one. So we played Hans Lufa, and I got him right behind here, standing behind Paulie. And I can't wait to give it away to somebody in year two. So that's going to be amazing.
And we'll do it back at Standard Deviant again next December. We'll do another annual holiday frolic.
Heck yeah.
But hopefully on Monday, after Niners Eagles, we're going to see a lot of happy people. Dom, stand by.
Yeah, it's nice to see happy people.
Heck
Okay,
yeah.
it's nice to see happy people. And we cannot celebrate the anniversary without visiting the set of Scarface.
Pelican fly. Come on, Pelican.
And if we could just say goodnight to the bad guy.
So say good night to the bad guy.
Love it.
Okay. And then, you know what? Why not? Let's give a little Tekashi to the soundboard.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
It's been a while.
Okay. So
So good. That was awesome.
Happy 1 year anniversary, everybody.
Heck yeah.
Thank you all. And I know I speak for Paulie from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you all for creating this entire incredible community and the entire PMP familia, PMP Army. Thank you all. We got some stuff to get into before we are going to play my interview with Paul Tonelli that we planned to play on Tuesday. We're going to play that today. And those of you who checked in on the night flight last night, we got a little nostalgic last night and replayed the first ever night flight last night, which was a lot of fun going back.
It was awesome.
Wild to see. That was basically episode number 6. And here we are today, 230 episodes later, episode 236. So thanks for checking in, everybody.
And Tony, so many comments from people who are still actually, the foundation of PMP. Noemi was in there. There's a bunch of, the PMP Army and Familia all hanging out on episode 6 and since episode 1, really. So it was awesome.
What Paul, it far surpasses what Paulie and I hoped to create when we started this show. And hey, sky's the limit. We're just getting going. Just 1 year under our belts. We have so much to look forward to in 2026. So many plans, so much talk about what we want to do. So, and it involves all y'all, as Paulie would say. So, looking forward to our show tomorrow. I think we're going to try and check in with Triple E, who does a great 49ers pre and post with Dwayne Board, 49er lineman extraordinaire. And I think we might want to check in with Rags and get some Philly hate from the East Coast.
Hit him up.
Rags, I'm going to hit you up after the show. Might need some Philly hate. We need some Philly hate. If there's one common thread Cowboys and Niner fans have together, it's the hatred for Philly. So
totally,
you can get some Philly hate going tomorrow. Also, I just keep seeing how confident Philly is. Philadelphia media, Philadelphia former players, Philadelphia fans, they're all very confident on social media, which is great because that means all the pressure is on Philly, dude. All the pressure is on Philly. We're going to talk about that game in a second here before we get to Paul Tonelli. But first, we got to do something. We got to go inside the mouth, okay? We got to get inside the mouth of Dr. Young. Because
I could use it, Tony. Yeah.
Right? Oh, look at that. Let me get rid of the banner.
Feel better. Yep.
Just to keep it clean. See, I can see both of us. And we're going to have Low Steve. I asked Low Steve to come check in for tomorrow, too, because I want his Niner vibe going into the weekend as well.
Yeah, we need a quick hit from Los. Get his take on it and really kind of figure out where his head is at, going into the weekend.
Yes, as the host of the sports desk, the Fareed Robot Centaur sports desk said on Tuesday, Los D knows his ass about football, and we want to explore that tomorrow on the show. So, Los D, I'll hit you up after the show, and we'll do quick hits with Los, quick hit with Triple E, quick hit with Rag,
awesome,
and then the musical assignment tomorrow as well. And then, like I said, hopefully Monday, we're talking about. Hopefully, it's a victory Monday, and we're getting ready for the divisional playoff.
Nice. And Tone, real quick, Triple E just got back. He is down to come on tomorrow, so we're good to go.
Sweet. So tell him I'll reach out to him after the show and we'll work out a time.
Awesome.
But yeah, for Dr. Young and the Young Dental Group SF, I just want to say that this is deeply personal for me. My wife Megan is literally under anesthesia as we speak, getting worked on by Dr. Young in the middle of a 6-hour procedure as we speak. And Dr. Young, just being the kind, nurturing soul that he is, checked in yesterday to let us know that, hey, everything's going to be okay. I'm going to take great care of Megan. And then checked in this morning, making sure that she had a ride to and from the office, making sure that she's okay, making sure she has everything that she needs. This is the stuff that he does. And he wouldn't only do this just for me because of the sponsorship and the partnership and the brotherhood we have. He does this for all of his clients. He checks in, he cares. And that's what you're going to get from Dr. Young and the Young Dental Group.
He's classy.
Dude, he's a total class act. And he truly, genuinely cares about each and every person that walks into the offices of the Young Dental Group and wants to take good care and wants you to, hey, everybody's smile and mouth and teeth are literally a walking advertisement for him and his staff. So he wants to make sure that you feel good, that you actually enjoy and look forward to going to the dentist, and that you make sure that you feel like you are taken care of. And he did that yesterday and today. And I promise you he'll check in after the procedure tomorrow. So check them out 6 days a week, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., dude, 11 hours on weekdays.
That's crazy.
Okay. And if you can email them to set up an appointment, info@youngdentalsf.com. That's info@youngdentalsf.com. Or you can give them a call at 415-392-8611, 415-392-8611. That's Matthew Young, Dr. Matt Young, and the Young Dental Group in San Francisco, Union Square, 490 Post Street, right there in the heart of the city. And make it a day. Make it a day if you get up there, or do like a weeknight, I don't know, 5-6 o'clock session, and then go grab a in downtown San Francisco. You can't. One of the culinary epicenters of the world. Like so. Anyways, just do what you can. If you need a new dentist, Dr. Young and the Young Dental Group you will not regret it. Okay, so give them a call again. One more time, 415-392-8611 and email info@youngdentalsf.com. We're going to get to low C in a second here too, but I'm going to get us outside of the mouth now, Dom, if you don't mind.
Let's go.
I'm going to go back to here we go. Give all of our sponsors a little love right there. Then we got Longbridge Pizza. We didn't talk about them last night, although Andrew and Neil were checking in on the first ever night flight that we replayed last night. They were checking in on the chat last night, the original chat from January 15th, 2025, and doing some great posts for As Longbridge Pizza. It was before we did the sponsorship. So there's Stellar Design and Dom Peralta and Stellar Design and Dr. Young, Carlos De La Fuente, Flex Funding, Longbridge Pizza. Thank you all for your support. And especially as we celebrate 1 year. 1 year ago today, we started the show. And then we had Brian Murphy on day 2. I think we had Rod Brooks on day 3. And those two dudes continue to be in our corner, continue to support us every step of the way. So it's all teamwork. You know, the whole cheesy adage, teamwork makes the dream work. I hate to sound cheesy, but it really
it's the truth. Yeah.
It really does work. And it doesn't happen without that word too, Dom. Reciprocity.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
now,
so awesome.
On to some nuts and bolts of the show, dude. Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
This game, I think, is going to be a tight juggernaut of a game. I mean, the more I think about it, okay, I don't think this is going to be Vegas thinks 4.5 points, right? The Phillies favored by 4.5.
Yep.
I think it's less than that. I think it's a field goal, right? I think it could even be like a 28-27 kind of a game, or like a 28-24, a 30-27. I just hold on a second, dude. I'm seeing good stuff on the chat. You guys are
I know, me too.
That's awesome. By the way, John Joseph says my dentist accepts weed as payment. Can't beat that.
That sounds about right. Yeah. Tony, do you have? I see a call for some juice. Do we have remember the old soundbite? Yeah.
Which
let Dice drink his juice.
Oh, dude, that's going way back. I don't have
way back. Yeah.
If we want to get a peek behind the show curtain, there's a thumb drive sitting on Paulie's desk in San Rafael that he's had since, I don't know, March.
It's so good,
with like at least 500 sound bites on there that we need to upload in 2026. So
Dan, we'll go on a mission to find those sound bites and get them on. That's gonna happen this year.
Dom, thanks for throwing that up there. Yes, we will get that up there for sure. I want the Bob Weir sound bites too. That's not Niner ball.
Yeah, same.
Or Bob Weir saying, "Oh hell yeah, hell yeah,
hell yeah," in the 2 a.m. club.
Yeah, in the 2 a.m. club at the Deuce. He calls it the Deuce.
The Deuce.
Gravy, is Megan visiting Particle World? Yes, dude. Megan is at Dr. Young's, deep into Particle World as we speak. Patrick Patton, what's up, dude? Good to see you on the chat. Nutter with shaking. Good to see you. Let's see. Effing 901. Great to see you. Rags, good to see you. I will be in touch with you later. Hey, Rags, hopefully you got some Strange between now and the last time the show was on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's right.
We were talking about Stranger Things, and Rags says he needed some Strange. So hopefully you got some. Big Alan Chico. Okay, dude, your comment right there is what I want to talk about right out of the gates before we get to Paul Tonelli at the bottom of the hour. Big Alan Chico says Eagles defensive line is beat up. They're hurt and overrated. Okay, you're onto something there, Big Al. And the Eagles run defense is not that good. They give up almost 125 yards a game on average. Okay. Hey, when the Chargers played the Eagles in week 14?
14, Herbert. Yeah.
Well, 106, they ran for 169 yards on the Eagles. The Chargers did. Herbert ran for 66 of those 169 yards. So you know what that tells me is that, hey, Brock, if your first or second options are not there, go. Use your legs as much as you need to avoid the rush, to avoid a sack, to avoid having to throw the ball away. Use those legs, dude. He's one of the quickest quarterbacks in the NFL.
Exactly.
Use those. We're going to need him to use those. And I love Brian Baldinger. I love his
Baldy's great. Baldy breakdowns are awesome.
He said that if McCaffrey gets 30 touches, Niners win the game. So,
exactly. That was like his key to the game. Yeah, if CMC gets 30, then they're gonna. I know he did say it's probably still gonna come down to the single, last possession, but that's the key is gonna be CMC.
Yes, Patrick Patton, get Brock out of the pocket. Yes.
Yep.
Design plays where they roll out. It's a designed rollout. Move the game, shift it around. Also, Sky Moore, be ready. Be ready, dude. It might be your day. It might be your day in the sun. Like, I feel like I could see his punt returns or kickoff returns being a big thing. And dude, I don't know, Brian Robinson returning kicks, I'm not the biggest fan of, dude.
Yeah, I know.
I want Sky Moore taking every possible kick return, punt or kickoff return possible. Another thing, Dom, get ahead early. If they're playing catch up, it's not a good thing, right?
Exactly.
Get ahead early.
That's like what we talked about with Rod. Starting early, starting quick. It's something that Rod said this for years, that teams don't stay long if you don't start quick in February, January. So that's like one of his tried and true quotes, and it's gonna really apply on the game on Sunday.
Absolutely, dude. And by the way, Soccer Bowl, what's up, dude? He says, any word on Trent Williams playing? So they're pretty hush-hush about Trent Williams right now, but I promise you, unless he is unable to walk, I think he plays, because he does not want to miss this game. I just, in my mind, I don't think Trent Williams is going to miss this game. I don't think Pearsall is going to miss this game. If Pearsall misses this game, then the reputation is like, it's a reputation. It's basically a reputation, and it's basically a deserved reputation. And again, I'm not saying he's soft at all, because
he re-aggravated the PCL. That's like not an easy thing to overcome. So, but you're right about Sky Moore. I mean, like the Godfather said, right? That day may never come, but he may call upon you for your services, and so Shanahan may do it.
Dude, I don't know, man. Like, or dude, remember we were talking about the end around with Debo? Well, how about run the end around with Sky Moore? Right. Use those wheels. I saw some posts today about Jacob Cowing. Like, he's fast as hell too. You need people to create separation the way Pearsall can. So if Pearsall can play and create some separation, Cooper DeJean is a badass. Yes, yes, 100%.
Right.
But the rest of the defensive backfield, average at best. So this Eagles defense it's good, is not great. And it's not anything that the Niners just faced. I almost feel like this Seahawks game could be a blessing in disguise as preparation for the Eagles. Totally. And how good of a defense they just faced, and also playing in like a playoff vibe type of a atmosphere, like a must-win atmosphere. They already have that. Eagles just took a week off. Now, that might be good for their physical health, but is it good for their mental health? That's
right. And the Niners got an extra day too, playing on Saturday. So that's something that isn't really being talked about too much. But
although double guns NFL, the Niners should not have played Saturday night.
No,
they should not have played Saturday night. They should have played Sunday. And at the very earliest, they should have been the 125 game, and let alone they should have been Sunday night football game. So we'll see what happens, dude. But
Tony, where are you at with I had a question for you. So I know we talked a lot about like Shanahan, Sirianni, so we can go into that, but where are you at with, I saw the referee team who's assigned for the game. So what are your thoughts on that one?
You know what my thoughts, dude, is Alan Eck is the referee, the head referee for the game. Yeah, Alan Eck grew up in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Alan Eck grew up an Eagles fan. The Eagles are 8-1.
8-1. I know.
He refs. The Niners are 3-6. Okay. He was the official for the 2023 NFC Championship game. I'm not saying there's something brewing, but I'm just saying that I could see with the Chiefs being out of the way. Hey, another good storyline. Eagles repeat. Repeat. Now, I'm not saying, I'm just saying that's just on the side. I'm just throwing that in there for bleeps and giggles just to kind of stir the pot, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help the look. It doesn't help the visuals of this, that you're of all the officials you could choose for this game, you're choosing a Pennsylvania native, on the record Eagles fan. And somebody who's the Eagles are 8-1. I hate it. I hate it. I
same.
hate it.
I always hate referee talk. It's like that's always like the most boring part about sports. And Lowe said it himself. Like, if Kyle wins the toss, keep the ball, go for it.
That was going to be my
usual
next
deferral. Yeah,
that was going to be my next question. And Lois, I love you putting that out there because I was going to ask you, Dom, and we can ask the chat too. Do you defer or do you take the ball?
No, take the ball.
Oh man, I am so torn on that because I love getting the ball out of the locker room once the vibe of the game has been set. I love that. Love. Now, granted, they didn't use it to their advantage against Seattle because that first possession out of the locker room, they did nothing and they didn't make any adjustments. So
like against Philly, if you can quiet that crowd in the first half, put question marks in their mind early, that is what you would do at halftime, right? So you need to do that right out the gate. You have to come out, punch them right in the mouth. That's the only way to shut the Philly fans up.
See,
get in there.
Rising Wolf. I see Rising Wolf on the chat. What's up, Rising Wolf? Good to have you back. Aloha, dude. The guy was like in Hawaii for like a month.
Nice.
Dude, he gave me some great vegetables over the week or over the holiday break too.
Dude, shout out. Good vegetables. That's awesome.
Yes. Rising Wolf has a point. He says, set the tone on D and defer. That's the other side of the coin. And I firmly believe could you imagine they win the toss, they defer, and then Philly goes 3 and out, or even 1 first down and out.
Right.
There's a vibe there too. Yeah. So the strength of the Niners is though their offense. So if you can get their offense on the field and go for give me a long like 9-minute drive.
Totally.
With a bunch of McCaffrey runs and Purdy runs and maybe even some Brian Robinson Jr. mixed in and some
nice little Kittle like 20-yard slant. That would be awesome.
Dude, give me double tight end set and then make the defense have to choose between Tondres and Kittle. One of them stays in the block. I don't know. I mean, hey, dude, I'm a Kyle Shanahan fan. I will back Shanahan forever. I will. I really will. But this is a big game for Kyle Shanahan. This is a big coaching game for Kyle Shanahan. So we'll see what he's got up his sleeve, dude.
Yeah.
Speaking of the coaching, we'll get back to this game in a second. But speaking of coaching, Carlos De La Fuente has a lot of good thoughts on Kyle Shanahan and the coaching and the Vic Fangio matchup with Kyle Shanahan. I want to get to those after we give Carlos De La Fuente some love. After
let's get in the calculator.
We're going inside the calculator. We embarrassed Carlos on Tuesday and basically gushed over him because we love him so much while he was sitting right there, and his face did start to blush a little bit. But it was good to see that because we love Carlos, man. We absolutely love Carlos De La Fuente and Flex Funding. And we have a lot of people that listen to this show, that watch this show, that have enlisted the services of Carlos. And again, you can email Carlos at myflexnow.com. All right, that's Carlos at myflexnow.com. But the better way to approach the situation with Carlos De La Fuente for loan needs, for mortgage needs, call him. Get the vibe set on the phone, 925-250-4894, 925-250-4894. And Los, we call him like the one-stop shop, right? And we call him like the trust Los. We love to trust Los. But you need to know this too, that outside of the mortgage loans, you can also do personal loans, unsecured loans that have nothing to do with mortgages or loans attached to their property.
Right.
He goes, you can do loan amounts ranging from $50,000 to $500,000 dollars for personal use, and you just qualify via verified income and credit as an alternative to a mortgage. So this could be an answer to if funds are needed and a mortgage, right? So that's why Los is a one-stop shop. He's not just mortgage loans, right? Or loans attached to their properties. You can do that. He also offers down payment assistance programs, and they're going to be hot in 2026 as rates continue to go down and grants are up to 3% they're given away to help down payment and closing costs. The best part is this grant is forgiven and doesn't need to be paid back once 6 months payments are made. So this is all coming from the horse's mouth right here, from Carlos De La Fuente himself. So if any of that interests you, and we're talking about something that is very near and dear to, it's a very personal thing. It's a very important thing. You're talking about your nest egg. You're talking about your finances. You're talking about being able to provide for your family and your children and your children's children, all that stuff, Carlos wants to help. Okay.
Heck yeah.
925-250-4894. We talked about Dr. Young, how he texted me about my wife being in basically surgery for 6 hours, and how he texted me last night, texted me this morning because he deeply cares.
Yeah.
The same thing can be said about Carlos De La Fuente and how he deeply cares about the success of his clients and basically the joy that he can provide for his clients. So 925-250-4894. We love Los. You know what? Because it's the 1 year anniversary.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
I was going to ask
Give
for
us the Los. Give 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 us the Los. What loan would you like? Give us the Los.
So good.
Heck yeah.
So freaking good. One of these
think
nights
it's better.
we'll do
It gets better.
It does. And it grows on you to the point where I'll be walking down the street later today
Totally.
and I'll start bopping my head. Give us the Los.
Right.
Give us the Los.
Tony,
So-
I remember like maybe right after the first debut of it, or when it actually debuted, I was walking around in like a produce line or something, and I want to say Stevie B was also out in public, and it just it comes to you. It's just you gotta let it out. So it's fantastic.
And it's the best.
Yeah.
And that literally came out of nowhere from David Shanklin. He's just like, hey, by the way, guys, here's a Los song. We're like,
The creative
"Wait, what?"
mind of Shank. Yeah.
And dude, we got the broads of PMP. We'll launch that again when Paulie gets back next week. And we've got Hans Lufa, and we've got Pine Needles music that he's offered to the show that we'll play again in the new year. So thank you all, and thanks again to Carlos De La Fuente for being a trusted partner and friend. Again, with one last time, carlos@myflexnow.com if you want to email, or if you want to call 925-250-4894. And by the way, those numbers 94, the last two digits 94, Gross Matos. Gross Matos 94. Hey, Gross Matos, if a fumble falls your way again this week, just bury the thing.
Totally.
Just swallow it. Don't try and grab it with your hands like you did against Seattle. Just smother the thing. Bury it, and then we can get possession. Because
try and channel that 94 team. You know what I mean?
Totally. And that's the thing too about that game against Seattle, man. Of course, if it's and buts for candies nuts, the whole thing. Or what did Mike Tomlin say if my aunt?
Yeah.
Exactly. But I will say, if the Niners recover that fumble, different ball game. If the Niners stop at 3rd and 17, different ball game. If if McCaffrey catches that ball in the red zone, different ball game. And that's being severely outplayed. And it was it would have been a different ball game. So that would have made it 13-10 if McCaffrey catches that ball and they scored a touchdown on that drive. That would have made it 13-10. Who knows what happens? So I'm just saying, the Niners are in this game on Sunday. I'm not gonna guarantee a win or anything, because who knows what's going to happen. Especially weird things happen in playoff football. But they have a damn good chance to go into Philly and win this game. That's
Heck yeah, it's gonna be one hell of a game, Tony. It's gonna be one to remember.
Before we get to Paul Tonelli today too, we talked about. We talked about the officiating, but I teased this before we talked about Carlos De La Fuente and flex funding. Is that people have been saying, "Oh, Fangio is a great defensive mind." He is.
Right.
There's no doubt that he is. Shanahan has faced Fangio 4 times. Okay. The last time was 2018. Okay.
Yep.
Shanahan's offenses scored 11 points, 6 points, 15 points, and 9 points.
Right.
But
yeah, look at the QBs he had.
Bold-faced, underlined. The QBs for those 4 games were John Beck, Robert Griffin, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Nick Mullins.
Big Nick. Yep.
So it's my Nick in a box. Remember, Paulie and I made the song "Nick in a Box" for Nick Mullins.
We do. Yeah, it's a classic.
Point being, this isn't against Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not against McCaffrey. It's not against. So it's a completely different offense that Fangio has to face on Sunday. So it's going to be a battle, dude. It's going to be a total dogfight of a battle.
Totally. Tony, I think the thing to add into that too is the amount of times that Shanahan tried to hire Vic Fangio, there was more than it was more than twice. And what that tells me is he has studied his game so much that he understands his scheme so well. He even said it himself yesterday when he was asked about Vic Fangio that he thinks he's maybe the best schematic defensive coordinator in football. So to me, that means he really understands that side of his game. So if he understands it, he will know how to scheme against it.
Totally, dude. And there's nothing but respect there for Fangio,
right?
And Fangio for Shanahan. I mean, Fangio the other day on the podium was heaping praise onto Shanahan and Saleh and all of the Niners coaching staff. There's definitely a huge amount of respect, but you're right, Dom. Shanahan knows Fangio pretty well over the years, and the Bears blocked Shanahan's effort to try and hire Fangio in 2017. So there's a lot of narratives in this game. Sirianni, I'd love to see the ego of Sirianni get involved and go for it on unnecessary fourth downs, and the Niners stuff them. I'd love to see the Niners stuff the tush push if possible. And again, we talked about this last week. The tush push has not been as prevalent. It's gotten stopped a few times, and also people have been smacking the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands when he tries to dive over. So it's going to be interesting to see if they use that or if they don't. And and will the Niners actually, because the Niners have tush pushed a little bit with Juszczyk.
They have,
And is it Tonjes or maybe Luke Farrell behind Juszczyk? Like it
was Farrell,
there's so many different storylines in this game.
I know. I can't wait. I really want to see Fat Dom just get knocked over like a bowling pin on the sideline. That's kind of the, like, if there's like some sort of side bet about that, I would actually, I don't gamble at all, but I would put some shekels on that one, because that, I mean, I think we'd all love to see it. So yeah,
dude. And also Arkansas Dave read your mind. He said jet sweep and take out Fat Dom. Dude,
there you go. Yeah, we know we're on the same page, Arkansas Dave. Yeah. Also woo pigs for you there, buddy. Yeah, heck yeah.
Incredible, man. So yeah, and Pine Needle says Shanahan's offense in 2025 is nothing like Shanahan's offense in 2018. Thank God.
Yeah,
exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Shannon usually eats up zone, and Fangio plays a ton of zone. So
there's a ton of zone. I also believe the Eagles are going to score their share of points. I feel like the Eagles are going to score at least 21 points. But I think the Niners could give a heavy dose of McCaffrey. I think the time of possession, let's flip it from the Seattle game. Let's flip that around and have the Niners have the ball for 38 minutes and Philly have the ball for 22 minutes. I mean, that's pretty unrealistic to expect that. But I feel like control the time of possession, keep Philly's offense off the field. And that's a win right there. And feed McCaffrey, spell him with Brian Robinson Jr., Purdy, check down. 1, 2. If neither of them's there, go.
Just
take
go.
off. And then I think you said it or somebody said it in the chat, Dom, about designing plays where it's a designed rollout. Like not a straight drop back. Make the line shift. Make the defense shift. It's, Ryan Fong, you are on the money. Playoff ball is incredible. Enjoy the ride.
I'm thankful that rewind to like mid-season. We were really worried. Mac was kind of at the helm, and we weren't even sure that we would even get to this point. So after all is said and done, I'm really happy that we're here sitting on January 8th talking about this. So it's like really awesome. So
Dom, 12-5, man. 12-5. When you consider Mac Jones, 6 games, right? George Kittle out for a while, Fred Warner, Bosa out, Michael Williams out.
Out
no
early.
Brandon Ayuk. And hey, Brandon Ayuk, dude, I don't know if you should ever show your face in the Bay Area again, dude. To be honest with you, like, by the way, he got paid. That's the thing, Dom, is he got paid, and then
it's a bummer, Tony. I really liked him. When he was in the doghouse early for Shanahan and got out of it, played really well, and then it just kind of wheels fell off, and it's a real bummer. So I know things could have worked out differently. They didn't. So I think it's just time to say sayonara.
Yeah, peace out. I just I don't need it, man. I don't need it. So, hey Dom, on that note, we're 40 minutes into the program. I feel like we can set it up and throw it to my chat with Paul Tonelli, who I think you guys will all love what my Uncle Paul, we can call him Uncle Paul, has to say about the Seattle game, about this next matchup against Philly. Also his plans for the Super Bowl, and it's really cool stuff. And I was really thankful that he took the time out to join us. And it's funny, classic Tony fashion. I'm like, oh, Paul, just 15, 20 minutes. Next thing you know.
It's like us today. Same deal.
And it was us on Tuesday too, man.
Same deal. I mean, that's how it is. Once you get rolling, like, actually, I'm going to steal a couple minutes real quick, Tone. I mean, I'm rocking the Sharks. I just want to throw this in there super fast. I know we probably won't get to Dubs, but Celebrini, man. I told you I'll keep bringing it up every time I'm on the show. It's because he does something electric every night.
Yep.
Last night, 1:05 left, scores a tying goal with some. I mean, he was dancing on the ice. If you watch that play in slow replay, he's on his tippy toes. He's hitting edges, has the puck glued to his stick, and just laces it through two defenders and the goalie. And like they say in hockey, if you can't see the goalie when you shoot it, he can't see the puck go in the net. And that happened. So there was a fantastic view of the goal from the opposite goal that they zoomed in on it, and it just flew straight through, tied the game. And then he played a massive part in the assist to score the goal. He got hit by the ref, bounced off of him, came down the right side of the ice, passed it over, game over. And I don't know, man, this team is unbelievable. They're 10-0-3 in overtime. It's like they want overtime hockey. They're like, bring it on. We'll beat you in OT. So let's go. It's like unbelievable.
To drop the needle on the record, Celebrini, 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 Celebrini. Oh, Celebrini.
We need a remix. Yeah, exactly.
Instead of Rick me Celebrini, come and Macklin Celebrini.
Yeah, come and stick me, maybe. Yeah, exactly.
Come and Macklin Celebrini.
Totally.
We got to get that song off the thumb drive. There's a lot of things we got to get off the thumb drive.
We'll do a remix of that one.
Hashtag thumb drive for Paulie. We got to get another hashtag, like not just thumb drive, free the thumb drive. Yeah,
free the sound, free the thumb drive, something like that. Yeah. I mean, we've been long overdue with a tech day with Paulie. I think to start the year off, we need to do that. So we'll make it happen.
We can make a day of it. Dom will make a day of it. We'll go up to the go for a hike. Get some food.
Check out one of Neil's pizza spots up there and hang out, get it done.
Yeah. And also you did say the Dubs. We got to give love to the Dubs. And Dom and I were talking about this before the show, that it's mainly Niners week all week long. The Dubs quietly are 7-3 in their last 10 games.
Yeah.
The whole Kuminga thing, yes, it's a factor, but let's not forget that the Dubs are winning basketball games.
Right.
And they're doing it. And I feel like this whole Kuminga thing has been a distraction from the Dubs actually playing some good ball.
Yeah, it's
and
like a smoke screen.
Yeah. And Steve Kerr, again, managing all of this crud in the only way Steve Kerr can.
I like the crud. Shout out Bochy used to use that when a player was out, like, oh, Peavy's got the crud.
Wait, shout out who?
Boch.
Okay, hold on.
So that's the sticky button. There you go.
Yeah, I got to unstick that. Hang on.
If you need a beer, grab a beer.
Okay. And by the way, one more time, just because the rules on this show.
The rules are there ain't no rules.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Dom, on that note, everybody, we're going to wrap it up live here, and we're going to throw it to my interview with Uncle Paul Tonelli. And tomorrow we'll be on at high noon. I know yesterday we talked about the happy hour 420 show, but you know what? I want to stick to the program of high noon. We can get a Rags hit. We can get a Triple E hit. We can get a Carlos De La Fuente hit. And we can do the musical assignment and get everybody set to go on their Niner playoff weekend. And we can do that starting at high noon. And like I said, Triple E does a pre and post game show for Locked On Sports, and he does it with Dwayne Board, former freaking badass Niner.
It's really, really good. Yeah, his show is fantastic.
Really, and I'm so happy for Triple E because he's a great dude and he deserves the flowers, right, as they say. But we'll get him on tomorrow. We'll get Carlos De La Fuente on for another hit, get his vibe for Sunday, and we'll also get Rags, and just we'll reunite with Rags and the Philly hatred, because there's some hatred to Philly. And by the way, Philly fans hate themselves too. They're fighting with each other in the freaking in the parking lot. And I think it was Kruger. I think I heard Kruger yesterday saying that he was talking to Howard Eskin, longtime Philly radio host. And Howard Eskin said, Kruger was saying that the Philly fans will turn on you by halftime. And Eskin said by halftime, after the first drive, if it doesn't go well, Philly fans are turning on you. Oh, and by the way, for the record, just want to let people know that we've tossed around some ideas of getting people on for tomorrow, but out of respect for Paulie not being here and people that I know he would love to talk to as well, like Kate Scott was the first person I mentioned. And then I'm like, you know what, though? I want Paulie to be here when we talk to Kate. So certain people we thought about reaching out to, we're going to reach out to next week.
Yeah, Tony, I reached out to Bradley Cooper. He is not available, even though he's a massive Phillies Eagles fan. But he said unavailable. Also, Paulie's not going to be there, so we're going to have to punt that. So
yeah, dude. And also, Bradley's probably busy shooting another Uber Eats commercial, dude.
Yeah, totally.
You know. But hey, thank you all for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow at high noon. And Dom, thank you for your help as well.
Yeah, always, Tony.
Yeah, Dr. Matt Young, thank you for your partnership on the show. Carlos De La Fuente and Flex Funding, thank you so much for this, for doing that as well, for being our partner and friend on the show and getting us through 2025 and ushering us into 2026. And happy anniversary. The official anniversary is today. We will celebrate it again next week when Paulie's back because, we should probably celebrate it when Paulie's back. Although I just wanted to acknowledge that, 1 year ago today we started this show, and here we are today with the PMP Familia.
Yeah, and Tony, I'm like so proud of you and Paulie for what you guys have been able to accomplish in a year. So like I know you guys always give flowers to everybody else, but now it's a chance for us to give it back to you. And I know throughout the year people have, in different ways, all the different events, but congratulations to you and Paulie for making this happen for a year. This is year one. And great things take a long time to build. So first year was fantastic. This thing's going to kick ass this year. So I'm really proud of you guys.
Oh, thanks, Dom. It's all the vibes and it's all about the reciprocity. And I was just talking to Neil Denari today. He's like, hey, remember, you guys are a startup. Yeah, is basically what we are. And having that, like, you got to be hungry. And trust me, I'm hungry. Paulie's hungry. Dom's hungry. Patty's hungry. Everybody at PMP Familia is hungry. Los, Dr. Young, Longbridge, everybody's hungry. We're all hungry to keep this ride going and to just keep on the ascent. So it doesn't happen without all of you. So thank you all so much from the bottom of our hearts. Tomorrow we celebrate big Friday show. Musical assignment, pauliespod@gmail.com if you want to email in your music assignment for just Philly songs. Could be pro Philly, could be anti-Philly, could be neutral Philly. So I don't know. It's hard to be neutral in Philly, though.
Totally. Yeah.
Oh, another side plot I thought about with the Eagles, and I'm just going to get this out of the way now. Again, I'm big on the side plots, and I'm not, conspiracy theory, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
This being the 250th birthday of our country, and Philadelphia being,
right.
And the Liberty Bell, and like I'm just saying that, and the ref being the freaking Philly fan since birth and born and raised in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. It's like, come on, NFL, what are you doing? So again, all the pressure's on Philly. Just remember, all of the pressure's on Philly.
Hell yeah,
that's a huge factor, and they're gonna
kind of like it.
If they get behind, they're going to start feeling pressure, and they don't have the cohesion. They don't have the good vibes. Neil Denardi and Longbridge talk about vibe tribe. There's no vibe tribe on Philly. Right. There's been dissension. There's been dissension all season. I think a lot of the players don't like playing for Sirianni, to be honest with you, with that ego.
Yeah.
Personally, if they get behind, they're going to get like, what does Ronnie Lott say, Dom? Give it to me.
A little tight booty hole.
Tight booty hole, right?
Yeah, you don't want that. And I think Florio gave a nice little chip on Brock's shoulder at the perfect time. So I heard Brock's interview this morning. He sounds ready, composed, and I feel like he's going to come in kicking ass. So it's going to be an awesome game. Super excited for it.
And think about Purdy in Philly. What happened, with his injury last time. So it's like he's got a lot to show the city of brotherly love, which is not there's nothing true about that statement, by the way. There's not a lot of love in the city of brotherly love. So on that note, right here, Dom, I'm gonna take us out the proper way.
Get some business time.
Yeah, we'll get some business time. We didn't play the business time sounder, but we'll do the close here. Stand by.
Business hours are over, baby. It's business now. It's business time.
I love it, by the way. Just on the way out, Arkansas Dave, can you take a 15 on a ref? Great line.
Hashtag take the suspension on that one. That's so
totally
good.
Man. But hey, like Ronnie Lott said, tie booty hole and take the 15, right?
Yep.
We go to the church of Ronnie. We're all about the church of Ronnie.
Always.
So thank you, everybody. I'm going to throw it to my interview with Uncle Paul Tonelli.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Everybody tomorrow at high noon for a fun Friday show as we ramp up for Paulie's return on Monday and as we ramp up for Niners Eagles on Sunday. So in the meantime, Uncle Paul Tonelli taking over, and peace out, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow at high noon. Dom, see you tomorrow at high noon. Much love.
Peace, guys. Yeah. Thank you,
Take
Tone.
care, y'all.
Have a good one, guys. Peace, y'all.
Peace. Back, it is Polymax Particles. Paulie on assignment, as they say in the industry. Technically, his assignment is Cabo San Lucas, so rough assignment for Paulie this week. So I'm holding it down. And granted, I had the last 2 weeks off with the kids out of school, so I'm feeling good and refreshed. And welcome to the show. Yes, he's my uncle, and he's like the older brother I never had, but also former co-host of Lamont and Tonelli for 35 years and the current voice of 49ers football at Levi's Stadium. You hear his first down calls. You didn't hear a lot of those on Saturday night, unfortunately, but you hear his first down calls. You hear his third down calls or fourth down calls. It's Paul Tonelli joining the show. Paul, thank you so much for coming back on Polymax Particles. Good to have you.
So you're telling me that there's no internet access in Cabo San Lucas. There's no way that Paulie Mac can arrange time in between margaritas and pina coladas to maybe duck in for a few minutes. All right, I get it.
I would love to have Paulie post 2 lava flows or pina coladas, whatever you want to call it, and have him come on the show. I think he's going to just completely unplug and completely shut it down and get some R&R, and which I did. Well, I didn't get a lot of R&R because my kids were out of school, but I did enjoy the time off. And he's down in Cabo. And when's last? First of all, we're going to get into Niners Eagles, Niners Seahawks, NFL playoffs, all kinds of stuff. But when's the last time have you ever been to Cabo?
Oh yeah, several times. The last time was I think 3 years ago. Stayed at Hacienda del Sol. It's one of the first timeshare developments in Cabo, along what they call the Cabo Riviera. It's about 4 miles outside of downtown Cabo, but it's been there for like 40 years. It was one of the first, and it was developed by a Mexican family down there. It was just all cattle land along the coast years and years ago. And this family had this land, and apparently the farm business was going down, and they converted the land. They brought in some advisors, and they actually created, as a family, the first timeshare development before all the corporations came in.
Yeah.
And, that drive from Cabo Airport to downtown Cabo, you used to be able to see the ocean all the way down on your left-hand side. And now all the corporations have gone down there over the last 10 to 20 years and built these high-rise, almost Miami-looking developments, and you can't even see the ocean anymore making that drive from the airport down to Cabo.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Now, how does that Riviera compare to the Redneck Riviera?
The Redneck Riviera.
Yeah, do you know? I think it's Galveston, Texas is part of the Redneck Riviera. I have
no idea. I think I'll take the Cabo Riviera anytime. Not because of demographics, but just simply because of humidity.
Yeah,
when you get down there in Galveston, it's one of the most humid places on earth.
That's what they complain about, and the water, the quality of the water is not the best in Galveston, Texas. So,
but and now coming on, you said voice of Niners football, Levi Stadium. Let me kind of make a correction. There are several voices of the Niners in the stadium. There's Danny Miller, who is a PA guy extraordinaire, and Danny also does the San Jose Sharks and the San Jose Earthquakes.
He's amazing. He does a phenomenal job.
Oh, his voice is incredible, and he does a phenomenal job.
Paul? Has he been there long?
Danny's just celebrated 10 years at Levi's.
Nice, right on.
And he does hockey. He's been doing hockey, the Sharks, forever, and he's so well known within the hockey circles that he generally, in fact, this year is no exception, gets invited to the Winter Olympics to do PA for Olympics hockey during the Winter Olympics. He's done it in the past. He'll do it again this year in February in Italy.
Could you imagine?
And then, of course,
Well, could you imagine the pronunciation guides he's got to mess
Oh,
with?
forget about it.
Hockey?
Right. International hockey. I'm out. Not even. I'd be on the phone. Yeah, you know what? Thanks for the honor, but I'm not going to be able to make it. And then let's not forget Voices of the Niners. Greg Papa making his return on Sunday night or Saturday night with the Seattle game. That was fantastic because he's the man. I mean, he is the voice of the 49ers.
You know, it's so crazy too. He didn't even get a chance to do his patented touchdown call, which is so depressing. Like, it was great to have him back in the booth. Yes, Paul. And I got to give kudos to the social media teams of KMBR and the 49ers for putting together great montages on social media of Greg going back to the booth. And so happy for him. What a battle he's just been going through. And just, you know,
it's a stud.
Oh, just tough as nails, man. And, you know, unfortunately, the Niners will not be at Levi's Stadium if they make it to Super Bowl 60, which, knock on wood, we hope. But the road got a lot tougher after Saturday night, Paul.
The number 1 seed to the number 6 seed. There was just something funky about that game Sunday night. And I have a couple of spotters in the booth. And I've mentioned them before on your show, Steve Bluford and John Regalia, a couple of guys I used to coach high school football with years ago for many years. And so we're always talking football during the game because I'm not always on the mic, right? It's after the plays I have a push to talk microphone. And the three of us were just talking about what a funky game it was and how the Niners didn't do much of what they've done the past 3 or 4 weeks when they've been on that roll and the offenses look great. Now I understand Seattle's defense is a different animal than say Chicago or Tennessee or Indianapolis, you know, the 3 most recent teams, and the Niners, you know, rolled on those guys.
Yep.
But still, I didn't notice, and you know, I don't look at the game closely enough from the booth because we're too busy about calling players' numbers and identifying who's got the ball, who makes the tackle, things like that. So you don't really get a chance to watch it too analytically. But we did not notice the one thing that stood out to me. Any adjustments on either side of the ball. You didn't see Shanahan moving Purdy like he's done in the past weeks with some of the pull in one direction and then the misdirection and rolling in the other direction and getting Purdy out in space and kind of clearing his vision. I think he did that the one time I think he did it, and I think he did it on his own, was that rollout on that last drive that ended in McCaffrey's fumble. Going in for a score when he rolled out to his right and he hit Kittle for a first down. Finally get him out of the pocket. So we didn't see any adjustments in that respect. You didn't see a lot of the creativity that you saw out of Shanahan's play calling in the past 3 weeks or a month. And,
you know, on that note, Paul, I thought one of the most disappointing drives of the night was that the possession, not even a drive, possession was the first possession of the second half, where I thought, okay, we're going to see some adjustments, we're going to see some different looks here, and there was nothing. And I think it was
pass rush by Seattle. You got to move Purdy a little bit.
Yeah, and I was thinking too. It got to the point where I was like, "Gosh, Purdy needs to look at his first option. If it's not there, then he needs to consider going before the pocket collapses, because the pocket kept collapsing." And man, Seahawks. Everybody's saying they look really good. I thought they looked good. I didn't think they looked great. I feel like, you know, if Matos pounces on that fumble, different ball game. If they
there's a lot of ifs.
And if they stop him on the 3rd and 17, by the way, I was thinking about you because you've always hammered into my head how important tackling is, and watching that 3rd and 17 and how many missed tackles. I mean,
and then you go into a game against Seattle and you hear from everybody, you know, Darnold last year, this year, give him credit. I think he's like the only quarterback in the NFL with back-to-back 13-win seasons on different teams.
Wow.
So give him credit for the year he had last year with Minnesota and this year with Seattle, without a doubt. And then he got railed last year for the real Sam Darnold showing up in the last couple of games with Minnesota, the last regular season game, and then they lost the playoffs. And everybody's saying, you stop Darnold, but with pressure. And Saleh, again, like Shanahan, to my eye, and I could be 100% wrong, didn't look like he made any adjustments whatsoever. They never brought a fifth guy. Every once in a while, you might see one of the DBs come off the edge, but it was usually too late. But they didn't really bring an extra guy. I don't think Seattle's got the receiving core where you need to cover with coverage. I think you cover their passing game with pressure. Yeah, and I think you can kind of give up a guy versus their receivers. You don't really need to be, in my eye, running a nickel or anything like that. But again, I'm just a knucklehead calling the game. I'm not really, a true football guy. But I just thought I didn't see them ever bringing an extra guy to try to get pressure on Darnold and rattle him at all. It was always 4. So that's the thing that struck me as weird with the Niner game was the lack of adjustments on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, defensively, and granted, I know it's a personnel issue too with some of the the injuries and who's actually on the field for the Niners personnel wise. But I was stunned at how easily the Seahawks were able to run the football.
They gashed them, and then when they were running that zone play, the lanes were all over the place. I mean, Walker and Charbonnet could pick and choose which way they were going to go on every single play.
Yeah, Walker, I will say, he does look like a human bowling ball coming through. When
he does.
Scrimmage. He must be tough to bring down. This is a random question that just popped in my head. Do you have your finger really close to the on-off switch for your microphone? Because I can imagine watching the game in the booth and then being like seeing a play like the third and 17 or the fumble that they didn't recover or whatever, or McCaffrey not catching that tipped ball, and just you must have your finger really close to the button so you don't say anything. Are you well trained enough to just keep it zipped?
Well, it's a lesson I learned back at Candlestick, and the good thing about doing PA at Candlestick. And I was at Candlestick from doing the PA from the season of 07 until they went to Levi's. And it was early on. And the thing that was great about Candlestick was the sound system was so horrible that when there was a big crowd and it was so old, and it was just the limitations of the sound system. It had nothing to do with management or anybody running the sound system. Just the infrastructure of the sound system within the stadium was just terrible. Sure. And in a large crowd, they couldn't really hear you. And I can't even remember what game, first or second season, and I got my finger on the button. I hadn't pushed it down, and it was a punt. The Niners were punting, and whoever they were playing was returning the ball. And the guy gets it, and I'm about to make the call, and I have my finger now pressing down on the button because I've got what I'm going to say. And toward the end of the return, there was a block in the back on a 49er. And I just saw it right before I was going to make the call because it was right toward the end of the return. I'm like, block in the back.
And I was like, I remember talking to you about
nobody heard it. And I was like, I better just make sure I press the button when I'm ready to say something.
Oh, it's so funny, man. You never know when the mic is hot, I remember watching the Niners Ravens Super Bowl with you and talking about the kickoff return for the Ravens, where the return for a touchdown and the about the 10-yard hold that happened in the middle of the field. And you kept reminding that play, and it's stuck in my head forever because it's amazing to me that to this day that the hold went on for a good 10
years. It was truly a 10-yard hold.
Yeah, and that it just nobody saw.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, nobody saw it, which blows my mind. Hey, speaking of the NFL, Paul, do you have any idea? And of course, I don't know if you would or not, but why the Niners had to play on Saturday night versus Sunday or Sunday night? I mean, you would have thought with what was at stake for that game
number one seed.
That the NFL would have said, okay, we got Ravens Steelers slotted right now for Sunday Night Football. We should probably flex the Niners and Seahawks to Sunday Night Football, or at least to the Sunday late game,
right?
To kind of, I don't know, give first of all some rest to the Niners, and then also, I don't know, I just felt like it was odd that the game was on Saturday night. And I know the Niners were not thrilled about it either. I
have no idea. The NFL does what they do, and I'm sure they take TV audience into consideration. And as big as the Niner-Seattle game was, maybe they were thinking, the storied Baltimore-Pittsburgh rivalry and the division title there, and the Eastern third of the United States, and I think that probably came into their decision making. I don't know for sure, but that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, and it ended up being a great game between Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, great game, goofy fourth quarter.
A crazy last 4 minutes.
I didn't see it all.
Minutes. Yeah, but the last 4 minutes was nuts. It was 17-13. Next thing you know, it's 24-20 and then 26-24. And you got a missed PAT and then you got a missed field goal. It's like, Jesus, man. Kickers, man. Kickers. Just the hero or the freaking GOAT.
The missed PATs, field goals, and blocked field goals this season have been, I don't know if there's some greater authority at work saying, hey, we need to make these plays a little less automatic. You know me, I'm a conspiracy guy. I'm always looking for the reason beyond the reason.
Did you happen to see the footage of the priest that was sprinkling holy water in the end zone in Pittsburgh? And he didn't do the whole end zone. He only did the side of the end zone before the game where Tyler Hoop missed the field goal. So
unbelievable.
And Chris Collinsworth and Mike Tirico were talking about it, and it was just, and they had footage. Anybody can search online if you have footage, if you've seen the footage, I'm sure, of the priest sprinkling the holy water in the back of the end zone. It's pretty funny, man. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to the NFL playoffs. A lot of people complain about Shanahan. A lot of people complain about the Niners. But then we have one of our buddies, Rags, on the show here. He's like, hey, guys, you could be sitting here watching a meaningless Cowboys game this Sunday and be a Cowboys fan. Or I've heard Raider fans say, hey, you could be the Raiders and have your, the Raiders just fired Pete Carroll, and now they're going to be looking for their 19th coach in 34 years. I mean,
you got to have consistency. Look at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, are you overall? Are you happy with Shanahan? I can't complain about Shanahan at all, personally.
No, I think he's done a great job. The thing I think that you've seen with Shanahan over the last 10 years or whatever it's been, is you've really seen him, I think, mature from being a very good play caller to combining that with now really being a good head coach. I think that he's matured well into the position. I think he's always been a great creative play caller. If anything, I think he's gotten more conservative in his play calling. I'd like to see some more of that misdirection stuff that I think that is kind of his trademark. But at the same time, I think he's a better head coach now than he was, say, 8 years ago. And,
that's a good call.
It's important. It's important to hang on to those guys once they build culture and you see that culture working, which I think he's done. And Lynch is a big part of that. So I think you don't mess with it until it's obviously broken. And there's going to be down seasons here and there. And then you look for the reasons, why did we have a down year or a couple of years? And, I think you look at that, making that change as one of your last resorts. Just because I think it's so important to have some consistency in your upper level management.
No question. The only thing that on Saturday's game, last minute of the first half, the Niners still had all three of their timeouts. Seattle had the ball, and the Niners stopped them for a loss on first down in that last possession of the first half, and they still had three timeouts. I'm like, oh, they're going to call a timeout here. They got three timeouts, try and get the ball back. And they didn't call timeouts. Do you think that was leaving timeouts on the board? Do you think they're just relying on getting the ball out of the locker room the next half? Or I just was very kind of it was a weird, like you said in the beginning, weird kind of game. You got to kind of take your shots when you can. I was just surprised that they left those timeouts on the board.
Yeah, and we kind of mentioned that, and I didn't think it was that egregious. They have the reasons from time to time. I thought what was worse a couple of weeks ago, I forget what game it was. First of all, I know it was the Rams, and it was a game they lost recently. Yeah. And McVay, Rams were going in at halftime, and they had the ball.
Yeah.
And three timeouts with under a minute left in the half. And they ended up just kind of running the clock out instead of using and you got Stafford instead of McVay's very good coach. Yeah. And he didn't stop the clock. He didn't use his timeouts, didn't try to get in the field position. And you're like, what's up with that? There's a what's up with that factor in a lot of NFL games.
Oh, Paul, speaking of what's up with that, did you see the Packers Vikings yesterday?
You probably have to have a what's up with that portion of your show.
That's actually, I'm going to write a note about that. What's up with that? But did you see the end of the Packers Vikings game yesterday?
I did not know.
So get the Paul. I'll set it up.
Yesterday was a married guy day for me.
Oh, good for you. Hey, bonus points for Auntie Lisa. Good. Paul's better half, by the way. By the way, we missed you at Christmas, but I love that you were down south with her family. That's awesome. But Paul, speaking of what's up with that, the Packers were 13.5-point underdogs to the Vikings because Jordan Love wasn't playing. They weren't playing a lot of their
the game didn't mean anything to Green Bay. They're going to be 7 seed, win or lose, right?
Right. So they're 13.5-point dogs. It's 16-0 with seconds to go on the clock in the game. And the Packers call timeout and kick a field goal.
What's up with that?
What? I mean, are you kidding me?
What is up with that?
It's like, come on, I think we know what's up with that, man. Somebody had some dough. It's like,
I ain't saying. But what is up with that?
When 2 + 2 = 4, it equals 4. Like, I still can't believe that crap. And that's why I'm sorry. But like, and after watching that Logan or Jake Paul, what was his name? The British fighter, Anthony Joshua, that fight a couple weeks ago, watching that fight, that Fix was in on that thing. I just believe that certain things can happen, to sway things. That's all.
Little manipulation going on.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was a call late in the game, and I didn't see it. I've only read about it against Carolina yesterday. And apparently, Carolina had 3 or 4 calls go against them in that tight game against Tampa Bay. That was Saturday, excuse me.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if Powers Who Be wanted to see Tampa Bay win the game, and that got all screwed up because Atlanta wins yesterday and Carolina's in the playoffs anyway.
Right.
But there was an incompletion that Bryce Young threw, where after the play, the referees, after it was called incomplete, there was some kind of a review. I don't know. It wasn't official. Maybe they got the booth upstairs. They came down and said something. They said, oh, it was not an incomplete pass. It was a backwards pass.
Huh.
And then I guess that went out of bounds, or there was an inadvertent whistle. Because it wasn't incomplete, it should have been ruled a backwards pass, so the play wasn't over. But then by rule, so then they respotted the ball because it was a backwards pass. So instead of at the line of scrimmage in an incomplete pass, with the backwards pass, the Panthers lost 7 yards and ended up punting. But if they call an inadvertent whistle, that usually remains you do the play over. They didn't even get the play over, even though the eventual ruling was an inadvertent whistle on a backwards pass where the ball was supposed to still be alive. The whole thing was screwed up. The explanation was even worse than my explanation. And you don't, and you're like, hold it. What's up with that?
A new segment. What's up with that? Paulie's going to
love that. And we got to give kudos to Kenan Thompson and Saturday Night Live, the original What's Up With That. But that section,
I'll get the soundbite for the show.
Great old SNL segment. That was hilarious.
Underrated SNL actor, by the way. I think. Let's pretend the Niners are not an option for making it to the Super Bowl, right? Let's just take them out of the equation. I'm curious who you think could represent the NFC. Obviously, we hope the Niners are representing the NFC in the Super Bowl. That's why I'm taking them out of the equation. Who do you think could represent both conferences in the Super Bowl? Because there's some interesting stuff going on in the AFC, and I'm just curious to see who you think could come out of the AFC and the NFC for the Super Bowl.
Well, off the top of my head, without really breaking things down,
the
2 teams that come to mind in both conferences for me would be the Rams and Chicago, even more so than Seattle.
Yeah,
I'm kind of looking at the offenses more than I'm looking at the defenses, which is exactly the wrong thing to do. Everybody always says you got to look at the defenses when it comes to the playoffs. And then in the AFC, I'm thinking Denver and Seattle. I'm not Seattle. Excuse me, Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville's quietly playing good ball.
Pretty well.
What do you think about the Texans? Texans just not good enough offensively?
Who's that?
The Texans?
Well, I mean, D'Amico Ryan's defense. I mean, as well as Salah had the Niner defense playing before he went to the Jets. When D'Amico came in for those 2 seasons, I have never seen a Niner defense. I mean, there have been great defenses. I'm not saying that was, up there with the top Niner defenses, but from a style of play, I don't recall really watching a defense play as fast, as aggressively, and with more confidence than they did with D'Amico Ryans. I just think he had them playing at a whole different level. And so, I mean, that keeps Houston in the mix, right? I mean, and they're playing the same way. They play fast, they play upfield, aggressive, and with confidence. They don't lose steps, and it's just fun to watch.
Oh, totally. And I'm thinking also too about the Patriots too with that kid Drake May. Like that's why I feel like the AFC, it's going to be exciting to watch it all come down because
can't deny Vrabel. I mean, that's some good coaching there.
Yeah, and that's Chargers Patriots right out of the gates in next week or this coming weekend. That's going to be a battle.
And a lot of people say, that they point to New England's schedule, and I can't break down their schedule. I don't know exactly who they played, but there's a lot of talk about how weak their schedule was. So
right, I don't know. They played the Bills recently, and they lost to the Bills, and that was kind of what people were saying. I was looking for the odds in some of these games right now. Carolina is a 10.5 point home dog against the Rams. Wow, that's a lot of points for a playoff game.
Yeah,
are you surprised by that?
I was a little bit. I thought it would be 6.5 or 7. So, but still, when the Rams make up their minds to play, and they already lost to Carolina once, I don't see them losing to Carolina 2 times in the same season.
Yeah, good point.
I think you gotta look at the Rams. I think you just, if you're turning this to your gambling show, I just think that's a stay away.
This is the gambling portion of the show. Yes,
you can't even really tease it because if you tease it, you're still above 3 points. So,
brought to you by Artichoke Joe's, or
there you go. You got a whole package there. And then, what are the Niners right now? The Niners are 1.5 underdog or something like that.
4.5.
4.5.
Yeah, Philly minus 4.5 is what I'm seeing right now.
Wow.
Over under 45.5.
The Niners. I thought that would be under 3.
Well, that goes to show you right there, like the East Coast bias, and also Philly maybe being at home. But looking at the weather, like you usually worry about the Philly weather, it's like San Francisco conditions. It's like between 50 and 54 degrees, no rain, no wind. Like it's going to be an interesting game, but the weather will not be playing a factor, I don't think. And I don't know. I think the Niners can go in and win again. I really do.
It depends on how healthy the defense is. I mean, the health of the defense has just been just brutal. And now how's Bethune after Saturday night when he went down a couple of times? It's hard to get all the full details when there's injuries like that. It's just like, are they playing or are they not playing? But you don't know how limited they are from a playing standpoint. And is D. Winters going to be coming back? Is he going to be ready? That's a big loss when you look at how thin they were at linebacker anyway. So that might be one reason why Philadelphia is 4.5. And then you look at the performance on Saturday night, and there might be some recency kind of a sway there with like, that's the last game is what you remember most, right. And they could be a 4.5 point favorite dog because of that. So. What are the other games? Do you have them or
the other games? Yeah, and I'm going to ask you something else about the Niners' health. Let's see. Chicago 1.5 point favorites at home with Green Bay. Buffalo is 1.5 points. So, Jacksonville is a 1.5 point home dog against Buffalo.
I think I'd look at Jacksonville in that one.
Yeah, and then New England is favored by 3.5 at home, hosting the Chargers.
That's going to be a good game. Chargers defense has been, sneaky good, kind of under the radar. So that they might give Drake May some problems. What were you going to ask me about the Niners?
I was going to say, I hate when people say players are injury prone or soft or whatever, because it's a freaking ridiculously violent sport, and these guys are just
soft.
Yeah,
come on.
I mean, that's why I wish anybody could just do the parabolic mic, which is those half dish
the field mics.
The field mics, and see the game up close, because when you see, all you need to see is that one game up close to see how ferocious these guys are at each other. But does the Pearsall, I think it was 20 games that he's, able to play, and he's missed 14 of them or something like that. And are you worried at all about Pearsall's longevity? And were you surprised that he wasn't that he was a late scratch on Saturday?
I think a lot of people were surprised. There was chatter in the press box before the game, like, "Oh, Pearsall's not going."
Was he out there for warmups and stuff?
He was, yeah. But he was out there for warmups while I was looking at the inactive sheet, and he's listed as inactive. So he was listed. He was determined to be inactive early enough for it to be on the sheet in the press box that they hand out of roster changes and guys who are inactive. But yet he was still out there for warmups that I saw. I thought I saw him on the field kind of going through the motions, but I was like, how can he be on the field? He's on the inactive sheet. So
wow, that's wild.
But I was surprised to see him on the sheet when we got there.
I feel like he was a factor not being there. More of a threat, maybe more of a deep threat for Brock Purdy, although Purdy didn't seem to have a lot of time. But who knows? Maybe the defense would make changes for the Seattle if Pearsall's in there. And then not having Trent Williams, and nothing against that rookie Austin Pleasance, but not having Trent Williams was a big time factor on Saturday.
How about that? You're a rookie in the NFL. Not only are you a rookie, but you're a left tackle rookie in the NFL. And then one of the best linemen in the last, 30 years goes down, and you got to step in for him. I'm like, that is just brutal.
Oh, he's a monster of a man. He's huge, but he's just not as quick as Trent. I was there were certain plays, and I learned this from you years ago about just watching certain players on plays, just not watching the ball, just watching certain players. And there were multiple times I watched him, and he was getting beat a lot. And it was
Well, I guess Trent Williams will be back for Philadelphia. So
that's huge. That's huge. And it's interesting. Last thing before we move on to the pop culture portion of the show is because I always got my questions for you. Mostly music based, but Philly doesn't seem to be leaning on the tush push as much as they have in the past, like the second half of this season, because I think teams have stopped it a few times. And I don't think it's going to be as much of a factor on Sunday, compared to what it used to be in the past. I don't think they rely on it as much. Do you agree or disagree?
I haven't seen enough of them play this season. I haven't seen it talked about as much or highlighted. So that could be. It could be, have they stopped it? But with what the Niners have been doing against the run, they may just run it just because they can. Not afraid of it being stopped. I mean, the Niners have had a tough time, especially against Seattle. But I just hope it doesn't come down to that. Just kind of.
I know. Philly sees that Saturday night game, and they're like, "Oh, we'll just run Saquon all day." And then, is there anything to the Eagles resting everybody? Is that like a thing, like to where they could be rusty? They could, continuity and chemistry. Is that a thing to it all, or is it just like they get the rest?
I think that's overplayed. I don't know if that's just a media talking point, time to fill programming time on ESPN or something. But I've never really considered it. But there are times when a team comes out and they're like, "Holy crap, they look slow and sluggish." Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting. What's that? Sorry, one more time.
I don't think about it that much. I mean,
we got to keep Big Dom out of the off the screen, basically. Nick Sirianni, bodyguard.
Exactly. Good call.
Give me a break. But hey, before we wrap it up here, by the way, thanks for taking the time, Paul, to come on the show while Paulie is, on the beach in Cabo having a Mai Tai. A question for you about did you get to see any music at all during the holiday break, or were you kind of just resting and relaxing? Because I got some shows coming up that I wanted to talk to you about.
We talked about going to a couple of shows. I forget who was playing, but we were down in Southern California for the holidays, and we're not too far from the Coach House, which is a great venue. We never got there, so that's a long answer to say no. I didn't really do anything musically inclined over the holidays.
Well, your band, the Marshall Tucker Band, I think is coming to the Guild pretty soon.
That's right. I don't know what the date is, and I don't know if they're still on the thing. I was looking over the calendar, and I don't see them listed on the calendar. I thought it was going to be in March sometime. And I know your guy Gary Clark Jr.
Yes. Have you seen him before?
Is he coming, or was he there around the holidays? Oh no, he's there on January 29th.
Yeah, he's doing 2 nights. He's doing the 28th and 20, or the 29th and 30th, or 28th and 29th.
Okay.
Doing 2 nights. Really, really good performer. It's like he's like a combination of like Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of mixed together. By the way,
my concert days, I mean, my big venue concert days are kind of over. I'd much rather go to clubs nowadays and catch a kind of a more intimate surrounding and better viewpoint, better sound, stuff like that.
Marshall Tucker Band, February 20th, by the way.
Is that what it is?
February 20th. So fresh off a Niners Super Bowl win at Levi's Stadium, we can go celebrate at the Guild, watch the Marshall Tucker Band. I agree with you, though. Paulie and I went to see Primus at the Fox in Oakland, and that's about as big of a venue as I'd like to go to anymore and that's a beautiful, beautiful venue. Have you been to the Fox in Oakland?
Oh, yeah. Fox and the Paramount are both great.
Yeah. Oh, the Paramount. Who'd you see at the Paramount? Do you remember?
Most recently, I said last holiday season, went to see Tower of Power there.
Nice.
A year ago. So that was good.
Play What Is Hip?
Always.
Yeah, that is just, and that they're all Oakland based, so that's their freaking backyard, man. The Paramount Theater, you walk by there, I saw a New Edition there way back in the day. Yeah, New Edition. And then yesterday I was thinking of you because I went to Blue Oak Brewing in San Carlos right there. Cool little spot right there by the freeway. But they were having a record swap. So this guy who calls himself Dan the Record Man.
Dan the Record Man's got a place in Redwood City on El Camino.
That's his place?
I believe so.
No way.
I don't know if it's Dan, but it's called the Record Man. I'm pretty sure it's Dan the Record Man. I think that's his spot on El Camino in Redwood City.
Have you ever been in there?
Oh yeah. Forget it. You're not going to find anything. I mean, you gotta look. Because
there's no prices, by the way. That you just haggle at the register. You bring a record up there,
and he's got everything. He's got 45s, he's got 78s, he's got LPs, but they are all over the place. It is, you got to spend some time there without a doubt. He's got a collection that is second to none.
Yeah, there's no inventory, there's no nothing. It's just basically, I'll never forget it. I was looking for this record, Steel by Steel Pulse, the reggae band. That's hard to find. And I walk up and he looks at me and he goes, "That's $69. I go, whoa, $69. Okay, I'll put this back. And he goes, whoa. So next thing you know, we're haggling at the register. But this record swap at Blue Oak was great because there were boxes and boxes of records, and you could bring your records in and trade them out and get, basically a gift card to buy whatever record you wanted to buy there. I walked out of there, and I was thinking about you yesterday. I walked out of there with an Albert King live record. Oh my God. It's called the Blues Power or something. Phenomenal. And I was thinking about you because you and your brother, Uncle Jerry, big into the blues. I was thinking about you guys and how you would love. Have you ever been to a record swap?
No, they have I guess once a month they have I guess you'd call it an antique show in downtown Santa Cruz. Yeah, and there's a couple of record guys there that bring all their vinyls. So, and then there's Dan the Record Man. So I haven't been to an actual swap, but I always kind of check out when you're at these old antique get-ups or whatever. And then did a little bit of what you did. When I was on vacation down in Laguna Beach, there's a place that's been there for about 50 years called Sound Spectrum.
Ooh.
And the guy that ran it passed away. His wife was going to close the business, and that was going to be it. And this young couple came in. In fact, a few people were interested in keeping it going. There was like a kind of a bidding to get it going. And this young couple, I think they're in their late 20s, early 30s, ended up getting it, and they kept it open. It's a great old vinyl place in Laguna Beach. It's been there for years.
That is fantastic. I love the resurgence of vinyl. I talk to the owner of Vinyl Solution all the time about how.
Yeah, you go to that on 25th Avenue in San Mateo, right?
Yeah, and he says business has never been better. I mean, he said COVID was tough, but since then business has never been better. So that's great to hear.
Vinyl's all over the place.
Yeah, it's great, and I like teaching my kids that of course they have their the Apple Music or Spotify or whatever, but I want to just show them about putting the needle on the record and showing them the whole experience, make it an experience and not just shuffling through Apple Music or whatever it is. Spotify.
Well, the thing that's lost with digital music, with MP3s or however you're going to do it, and was lost to a certain degree also with CDs.
Yeah,
is just album art, cover art, liner notes, the lyrics on the sleeve, possibly, or whatever they put on sleeves. Any of the hidden stuff that was on, famously the Eagles, I think it's on Hotel California, with the initials on the inner circle down by the label. What is it? VOL FPL, I think is what it is. And it's Victim of Love was 5-piece live. They recorded it all 5 pieces live at the same time. They didn't mix it. They didn't bring stuff in, and they didn't track it and layer it and stuff like that. And it's scratched into the vinyl.
Nice.
I think it's Hotel California. So little stuff like that.
Yep.
That was just ridiculous stuff that they could do with either the covers or the sleeves or the vinyl itself is all lost with digital music.
I know. And the whole experience, I like to, like you said, look at the liner notes and the cover art and everything, but also I like to read the album. Like, give me the lyrics on the sheet and read the album while I'm listening to it. And Led Zeppelin, with their cover art, there was always classic cover art. Certain bands, Pink Floyd, like Van Halen. I just think of bands that are coming top of my mind, but yeah, it's kind of a lost art. It's kind of a bummer. So go to Record Swaps if you can. By the way, totally random question. What's on your shirt? What's on your
right
shirt?
now what you saw was this is our cat Sassy.
Oh, nice.
She's kind of getting blended in with the background there because she's a calico cat. The camera doesn't know what to do, but that's Sassy Cat. And
What's
she's
up,
got a
Sassy?
black and completely. That's her name is Sassy Cat. And you can see she's sassy. She's starting to squirrel, and she's got like a black covered eye there. So but now I have proudly my other nephew Jack Thompson played Division III baseball in college for Lewis and Clark up in Portland, and they're the Lewis and Clark Pioneers. Because Lewis and Clark were pioneers. Right. Imagine that, right? They were the pioneers of the Northwest. So the Lewis and Clark Pioneers, and then for some reason their mascot was a Newfoundland dog, right? That's the dog there with the LC down below, right? And great mascot, it's a great logo. And here's the Pioneers here. I don't know if can't see it.
Oh, disappeared.
Let's see. Can I get Pioneers?
Yeah, there you go.
So there's the shirt, and apparently there recently a controversy at Lewis and Clark, and then we'll wrap it up because I get a roll. But for some reason, the political correct police in Portland somewhere where Lewis and Clark is, they objected not necessarily to the name Pioneers, although maybe there might have been some criticisms with the way the Pioneers went about their business back in the 1700s or 1800s. Sure. But the problem was with the Newfoundland, that cute dog. Look at that, just stately looking. It's a great looking dog.
Yeah.
And now Newfoundlands, what do you call Newfoundlands? The dogs, their nicknames for short, they call them Newfies.
Oh, Newfies, yeah.
Oh, you got a Newfie. Oh, I love your Newfie. What a great looking Newfie you have, right? Yeah. People Newfoundland is a mouthful. Oh, that's a great looking Newfoundland dog you have. Oh, hey, great looking Newfie. Well, apparently, right?
Sure.
The people from Newfoundland up north are known as Newfies because they're from
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
Yes.
Makes sense, right? Well, apparently, under the radar, the term Newfie among Canadians is a derogatory term.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
that Newfie is from what I was told. Canadians say, "Oh, yeah, he's a Newfie," meaning maybe a bit daft, not as intelligent, kind of a simpleton. Like, yeah. Apparently, it's a it's a major criticism and a slur. Put it that way. If you want to put it a slur, it's a Canadian slur. If Canadians are even capable of slurs,
right? What the hell? So now that Newfoundland
Canadians like it. The term Newfie refers to somebody from Newfoundland, but like if I didn't like you or if I thought you were a little slow, I would say, Tony, he's a Newfie, or you Newfie. Well, apparently this got back to the people in Portland. They're like, well, we can't have a Newfoundland because Newfie is a derogatory term in Canada. So they went through an entire, almost a year of debating how to get rid of Pioneer and the Newfie, and which they've done. And now they are the Lewis and Clark River Otters.
River Otters.
Not ocean otters. No. River otters. You know, the ones on their back that are so cute and they swim around. And
so is the logo just like
crack
that?
Shells and crack seashells on their chest and open up clams or whatever they do.
That's quite a pivot, as the kids say. That's quite a pivot from
yeah. So now they're the River Otters. Okay. I haven't seen the mascot yet, but so this is a collector's item. They
I was going to say,
with the Pioneers on there. So that's the that's the history of not only my T-shirt but the mascot of Division III Lewis and Clark.
See, think of what we've accomplished today, Paul. You've basically educated us on the history of the Lewis and Clark Pioneers becoming the River Otters, and the mascot changing from the Newfie Newfoundland to the River Otter. And we also came up with a new segment called "What's Up with That."
What's up with that?
And we also I don't know what else we solved on the show, but we're basically telling people to come join us at the Guild Theater as well. My cousin Jack, your nephew Jack, we need to have him send us some new River Otters gear so we can wear it.
He's a coach for the River Otters again this year, the baseball team. He's the hitting coach. Last year was the Pioneers, and now it's the River Otters. How do you erase the history of the Pioneers, who had such a big part of settling the Western United States and trailblazing into the Pacific Northwest, and the epic work that Lewis and Clark did? At least they didn't take Lewis and Clark off the university.
I mean,
but that's what they were. They were pioneers,
right? I just don't get it. I don't get it, man. And I had a cigar with Jack on.
Represented. I think one of them, Lewis or Clark. I think one of them had it. I can't say Newfie. One of them had a Newfoundland dog as when they were trailblazing, apparently. So
awesome. Hey, on that note,
hey, don't look to me for history knowledge because I'll make stuff up just to make it sound good. So I am not claiming that is historically accurate.
No, you made it sound great, Paul, and you make everything sound great in Levi's Stadium. And by the way, so Super Bowl. Sorry, I know you got to go, and I got to go too. But Rod Brooks is going to be coming on the show also. But Paul, Super Bowl 60. Are you, because it's at Levi's Stadium, are you in the house? Are you going to be in?
I'll be in the house, but not announcing. The NFL brings in their own guy there. His name is Alan Roach, and he's got that voice like this, you know. But that's his voice. So it's not affected at all when you talk to him. You meet him. Hey, I'm Paul Tonelli. He's like, I'm Alan Roach. How are you?
Is his whole delivery monotone? Like, is he like?
No, he inflects. Okay, but he's been doing it for years. He did the Denver Broncos. Now he does Minnesota. He grew up in Minnesota, so he's back doing the Vikings now. But he still does hockey in Denver. He does the Colorado Avalanche. And for years, I'm going to say 20, 25 years.
Okay.
Yeah, at least 25. He's been the voice of a lot of the NFL special games. The old Pro Bowl, when the Pro Bowl was actually a game. The Super Bowl, when they only did one London game a year, he would do the London game. So he's like the NFL guy when he's not doing the Vikings or the Colorado Avalanche. So he'll be doing the Super Bowl. And then I'll be there game day as his spotter. So
cool. That'll be cool. Yeah. Right
so
on.
If you hear him miscall a tackle or a carry, that's like me. I'll be giving him the wrong names.
Nice. Awesome. Well, hopefully it's the Niners in the Super Bowl and you already know that roster. So, but hey, Paul, thanks so much for taking the time today. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Tonelli. There it is, kids. Paul Tonelli joining the show. Uncle Paul, as I like to call him, my mom's older brother. Thank him so much for joining the show. Tomorrow, we'll see you all at high noon. We'll have Triple E on the show, who hosts the pregame show with Dwayne Board, a 49ers pre and post on Locked On Sports. We'll also have Rags with some Philly hate. And we'll also have Carlos De La Fuente on the show, along with Dominic Peralta and our musical assignment. And then we will welcome Paulie back to the show on Monday. Hopefully, a victory Monday. But for now, we're going to close out the show and we're going to get the business time sounder and we can say goodbye to everybody. And we will see you tomorrow at high noon. But stand by.
Business hours are over, baby. It's business time.
Oh, and by the way, while that pre-recorded interview was happening, good news from Matt Mayoko down at 49ers practice. Trent Williams back at practice today. Great news for the 49ers and the 49er faithful. Trent Williams back at practice today. So we expect to see him playing on Sunday at the link in Philly. Also, Fred Warner seen on the side doing some workouts. So if the Niners were to beat the Eagles, then maybe we have some Fred Warner back in the mix for the divisional round. So some good updates coming from Santa Clara today. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day, everybody. PMP Familia, much love to y'all out there. Thanks for checking in on the chat, everybody. And we'll see all y'all at high noon tomorrow. Until then, peace. See you tomorrow, high noon.